Hello, hello, hello. Okay, it's working. That's good. Let's start off with a song here. I'm having problems with people subscribing. They shut off my uh to private, and it's not private. I want it open. This is a time that we have to have proper teachers here. I wanted for us to listen a little bit to this teacher. I'm not going to name him, okay? But last night it was ridiculous. I went into the room and they were teaching about so much false stuff. I was like, wow, how come that the Lord doesn't anyways, it's really bad. So I'm going into it just because of that. It's horrible. Uh and some people say we're not to reprove other people, but God sends someone to reprove these people, and by being quiet and letting them fake teach and not saying anything, I believe is worse than reproving them, because you're letting them teach people. I'm having problems with people joining, so we're going to listen to this one. um, Hold on a sec, that's in the way. Now let's see, like, I just want to see if you guys are hearing what God's saying. Okay. And this is not against him. I'm not against him. I'm against the teachings that he teaches of Baal. So let me tell you, let me hear if you hear anything wrong. And if you don't, I'm going to let it play for a little bit and I'm going to stop it. I'm not going against him. Like, this is not what it's about. People need to hear the true word. And this guy is teaching the false word. Doesn't mean he's not of God. It means correction. So I was sent for that correction. Now you listen to this for a bit, okay, and you tell me if anything's wrong. I'm just testing you guys.
Talking about Kilauea and the volcano around the world. Blizzard bomb hitting the Atlantic in Canada. That meteorite that exploded over Pittsburgh, and
Listen.
and also Sedna. Sedna. That's what when they discovered a planet in 2003. Three NASA scientists from Jet Propulsion Laboratory, and we're going to talk about what was that. It was a planet that they found. Was that Planet X, and it's been headed this way all that time for the last 18.
Okay, so I'm stopping it. There's a reason why I'm doing this. It's not against the guy. First of all, NASA and science. You want me to prove to you that that's false babblings? Planet X. That's false babblings. In, let's see, 1 minute and 30 seconds, 37 seconds, I found stuff wrong with him. We're not supposed to be talking about NASA and Planet X and the false babblings of this world. That's at 1 minute, man. Let's listen a little bit more. Let's see if I'm not going to open my mouth anymore. Planet X is not in the Bible, and therefore we're not to be speaking of it. And anybody who is, and that isn't being corrected, you can't just sit there and not and let this guy teach that wrong teachings. Where's your Bible, guy? He rarely has his Bible open. First of all, I'm going to be pulling my Bible open. We're going to do Bible study. But this, can you see it? I hope you can, man. Let's play a little bit longer, and I'll point to you when there's something wrong.
Years. Well, we're going to talk about all of this tonight. It's going to be a powerful broadcast. We are in a hotel room with our little buddy Benji, and he is a piece of work. That's all I want to say. He's having a blast as we're taking care of some ministry tonight as we're on the road. Okay, let me just say this. Get ready, folks. It's going to be an unbelievable broadcast tonight. Mike from around the world is going to join us shortly. And here's a quote from NASA. What's bigger than an asteroid, smaller than a planet, red all over and far, far away? The answer,
Destroyer.
a mysterious planet-like body orbiting our sun. It has been discovered by NASA funded researchers. And that's what I'm talking about. All this disclosure that's been going on about what's this celestial body behind the sun. What does it all mean? But before I go any further, can I put a shout out real fast? Then I've got a letter to read to you on salvation I think you're going to love. I'm putting a shout out right now for www.ketowithpaul.com. That's www.ketowithpaul.com.
There's more wrong. Can you see it? Selling on your channel. Did Jesus go? I'm not against the guy. Hey man, I was saved on his channel. But did Jesus go and start giving a spew about buy this and keto.paul all to him and making records and selling stuff and teaching the false teachings? Rapture, selling a book on rapture, false babblings. Talking about NASA and believing in NASA, even Mike speaks against that. So Mike speaks against it on his show, like I do. But he doesn't point out one of the falsest teachers in the world that I've ever seen. Who wears glasses in the middle of night or in the middle of day? Oh, because of the light. His light is so dim in his room. You don't hide your eyes. So did you notice? What are you doing commercials for? That's wizardry. So alone in, let's see, 3 minutes, 6 things wrong. Wow. I'm not giving a name. People should be able to figure out that name. Okay, let's listen a little bit longer and then I'm pulling my Bible out because there's enough of that, right?
It's true. If you're wanting to lose weight and you're having trouble, there is a great diet called the keto diet. And what it does is it gets the turmeric gets your body's metabolism really cranked up. But turmeric's hard to get enough of it into your food as a spice to make this happen at the rate it really could. But with keto, with paul.com, that's www. Keto.
He's lagging.
That's
not his fault. Wow.
That's off the glass and the framework. Then I spray a window cleaner on the glass. I then take a 4-inch razor scraper and use it like a squeegee. And as long as the window is wet, it won't scratch the glass and it makes quick work of the windows. I wipe the blade into a cloth to soak up the liquid I've accumulated the blade as I go, and then I use a paper towel to run along the edge of the window in the framework to dry all the 4 edges to a sparkling clean window.
False
Well,
balance.
I'm finding red dust in the edges of these sliding glass door windows. I'll be doing other windows again on Saturday for the closing of this place on Monday. I'm shaking and my heart is beating so fast as I tap this out to you on my phone. I took a picture of the paper towel. It doesn't show up on the cloth. They've been well used and reused and reused. The paper towels, though, are bright and white, and I'm getting some kind of very noticeable red residue from the edges that I have not seen in any other windows I've done before I thought I would let you know what I'm finding. I don't know how to send a picture of what I'm getting, but because I'm technologically challenged. You mean you have PBT? Okay. And I have a hard time using the DVD players, and I don't have a computer. Girl, you need to get upgraded. Okay. So I'm saying, but thank you so much for getting us this information, Kathy, because this is what Mike from around the world said was going to start happening as Planet X gets closer and closer to our solar system. World said was going to start. Oops. And so we're obviously getting closer and closer to our. It's getting closer. I mean, they just said last week that they saw it behind the sun. So there's no question that we're getting closer and closer in this situation. The effects of Planet X is that brand new, it's a summit. I'm calling it a summit because it's really a webinar, but doesn't have 10 speakers, it only has 5. So we're calling it a summit. We're going to use 5 speakers. We've got the price as low as we can go at $39 for 5 speakers, but they're not just any 5 speakers. They are the best experts on Planet X in the world. We're talking Mike from around the world is one of them. Gil Brazard is another one. Stephen Bendanoon is another one with his intel information. And Marshall Masters, who's been studying Planet X actually since 1999. And then Paul Begley, you can throw me in there if you want to. So the 5.
I'm just showing. How's it going, buddy? The fake teaching. Planet X, Nibiru, NASA. Those are false babblings. NASA is a science, a space science. We're not to believe in the science. That's false babblings. According to the Bible. Says it right in there in Timothy. First Timothy. See, we're not supposed to speak of him. This guy in 5 minutes and he's yelling Planet X. Is there any Planet X in the Bible, T-Dog? Is there anything? Do you ever read Planet X in the Bible? Okay, answer that while I go and grab a drink. Have you ever read Planet X in the Bible? Yes or no? It's unreal, man. Unreal. The fake teaching coming from these teachers, man. And I'm not against the guy. We are to actually reprove them. We're not. In the Bible even said that last night in the teaching that I did. So can you answer me? Have anybody of you ever heard of Planet X? This guy is a false teacher. And we need to correct them. God sends Jeremiah to correct the false teachers. He sends us, and I'm not wanting to destroy him. I just keep trying to correct. He makes so many mistakes. First of all the people that are going to his conference, I have had interclashings with them to do with Planet X. Every one of them. One of them was even on my Facebook Messenger. And I was proving him wrong. And he said, well, I'll give you 3 seconds to answer this question. And he cut me off. Gil Brazard. He teaches Planet X. That's Planet X was created by someone that's following Satan, Zachariah Sitchin. So, and NASA and science and everything and selling, man, the first minute he was doomed with me. The first minute I wouldn't give him another ear to hear. The Lord sends us here for reproof as well. Okay. So I'm going to go grab my Bible and grab a drink. But I want you to answer me, T Dog. Have you ever read Planet X in the Bible? It says we're not supposed to uh uplift anybody with the teaching that's not in the Bible. So my teacher said, well, we're not to do that, but yes, the Bible says opposite. In your heart, if you don't want, hold on, okay? I'm just grabbing a drink. It might be going blicky. Okay. So T-Dog, Tommy, have you ever read anything about anything called Planet X in the Bible? No. That's right. So what is that? That's false babbling. Okay? And science, we're not to believe in the science, okay? I'm going to show you this. And he's talking about science and NASA. NASA is science of outer space, and he's saying it's behind the sun when I've got a picture that it's beside the sun. And it's only moving around the sun and goes behind it, but it comes out to show itself. Okay, so let's do this. The teachings in the Bible about scientists, KJV Bible. First Timothy, let's go to this. Lying up in store for themselves a good foundation, again the time to come, that they may lay hold on eternal life. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and opposition to science of falsely so called. Yes, we're not to be promoting worldly talk and the Baal talk, we're to be promoting the Bible talk. So listen to the rest of it. Which some professing erred concern their faith. Grace be with them. When the grace is removed, that's when the two witnesses are here. If they're teaching this fake stuff when the two witnesses get here, they will be destroyed. I'll tell you that right now, and it talks about that. Okay? So, do I go on and sit here and say I believe in NASA? I absolutely don't believe a single word coming out of NASA's mouth. The NASA scientists are fake scientists. This guy is promoting the Planet X, which is made by Zachariah Sitchin, and he believed and followed the devil. So, first of all, he's talking about something the devil created, and he constantly says it's Planet X, Planet X. He's promoting what the devil is saying. Oh, beware of the leaven of the Pharisees. It's so bad right now. I can't even almost listen to anybody. I be careful who I listen to, and I thank Jesus for giving me the truth when I'm at it. Okay. So, can I teach like Jesus? No one can. Okay. So we know the science. Why are we talking about science and Planet X and Nibiru? Are those in the Bible? I need to go on this because it's horrible. Peter talks about the false doctrine in the Bible, the KJV. Okay, so you notice how I go by the Bible. I watched the guy on the show. He hadn't opened his Bible one time, and he was trying to say things about the Bible, and he was he couldn't even remember because their teachings are going to become worse, right? And they're going to become more for the teaching of Baal. I'm not into teaching of Baal and glorifying Satan's word. That's what that's doing. Planet X is glorifying Satan's word. Rapture is glorifying Satan's word because he put that word at the beginning. So, but there's a false prophet amongst the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, and denying the Lord that brought them, and bring up themselves swift destruction. Wow. So they're bringing it, and I'm going into some Jeremiah that I read today in my Bible. So they're bringing on themselves swift destruction for this false teaching. They're putting of stumbling blocks from people from hearing the word of the Lord. This is why I'm doing it. I don't want to destroy Paul Bagley. Not at all. I think he might be of God, but I'm not going to say any more. I'm going to keep it at that because I'm not going to criticize him. I'm talking about what he's talking about. This discussions of Baal. You are not to uplift it, okay? So Romans 16:17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause division and offenses contrary to the doctrine which you have learned, and avoid them. So they're not avoiding them. They're the ones that are leading to the itchy ears, which I'll go into right now. 2 Timothy 4:3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. That's right now. I'm telling you right now. So, but after their own lust, they shall heap to themselves teachers having itchy ears. So 1 John 4:1, beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they have God, because many false prophets are gone out. I've tried the spirit of that guy, and I've found so much wrong with him. I'm not to point out things because I stay away from false accusing, but what the Lord's shown me with him, yeah, worldly talk, man. We're not to uplift the worldly things, especially science and NASA and Planet X. Each and every one of these teachers he has as a conference believes in Planet X, except for one. There's one true teacher in there. Out of 5, 6, there's one. And that's Mike from around the world. He's going in there to reprove them. But it's not working. So what this says, beloved, not every spirit, but try the spirits whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out in the world. 2 Timothy 4:3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts, money lusts, shall they heap to themselves teachers having itchy ears. And they love it and they pay for that. So, beloved, not every spirit. Beloved, believe not every spirit. Try the spirits whether they are of God, because many false prophets have gone out into the world. I tried that spirit. My ears even sometimes ring when I go in. I cannot listen to it because right from the get go, he's selling stuff, he's promoting everything. That's wizardry. Okay. It's just like a commercial on TV. The hamburger looks good, uh, it shines, they promote it good, but does it taste as good as it looks? No. So 1 John 4:1-3, I already said that. Matthew 7:15, beware of the false prophets which come into you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravaging wolves. I'm not going to any more to that, okay? Because I don't like that one. I don't like to call anybody a wolf. I'm not calling these people wolves. In my heart of heart has changed, and I can reprove them when I want to hurt them. I don't want to destroy this guy. That's not what it's about. It's because they have so many people into them heaping to itchy ears. I try to go in and I put the word of God on there against what he says, and not against him, to show the people that this is a wrong prophet, and they block me immediately. They block the word of God because they like the money that they're making, by the way. So in 2 John, for many deceivers are entered into the world who confess not Jesus Christ is come in the flesh. This is a deceiver and an antichrist. Okay. He's not doing that. Okay. See, I'm not here to strike him down. I'm not here to do that. And but they don't realize. I believe this one does, but anyways, I'm moving on because I'm not here to strike them down. 1 Timothy 6:20-21. O Timothy, keep thou what is committed to thy trust, avoiding and vain babblings, opposition of science, falsely so called. Why are they not avoiding this? NASA is a science is a is an astronomy scientist or in NASA. And he's going on with vain babblings his whole entire show. Avoid them. Why? Because Peter says the number two thing to make people fall is false doctrine. So, but through we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than which have preached unto you, let him be accursed. His teaching is accursed. That's all. Here's another one. Colossians 2 or 2 to 8. Beware lest of any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. Huh. I heard one person on his show yesterday say, I'm thanking you and Pastor Paul and Pastor Heidi Begley. First of all, she's not a pastor. They're not to be pastor. They're not to be in the pastoral. And second of all, I thank you for my salvation. You're thanking man for your salvation? How is that even possible? Where do we get our salvation from, Tommy? Man, I can go over and over and over. Even the Bible backs me up. In five of the things, everything I said is against what he's doing. How come they can't see it? Because Jesus says, my sheep hear my voice, and a stranger he will not follow. So I'm here giving you the tools. And I'm not calling out this guy's teaching or this guy. I'm calling out all the vain teachings and the babblings that he has. It's awful because there's many that have them. Okay, so I'm going to start in Jeremiah and I'm going to go backwards today. So open up your books to Jeremiah 46:12. The Lord has me doing it the way he has me doing it. He said go backwards, so I'm just going backwards. Hold on, I got to use the washroom quickly before we get going here. So open up your Bibles to Jeremiah 46, hold on. 12. That's where I'm starting. I'm get ready to go backwards a little bit, eh? Then and I prove this all throughout the Bible. Okay? Jeremiah was sent to these false prophets, right? So I believe partially that's working through me is his spirit, okay? Now, do I know that for sure? No. So that's just the sense that I have because that's what I do. I'm here for a reprove, too, as well as a dreamer of dream, as well as I was given the destroyer. They're speaking on planet X, so all their teaching is vain, right? Because it's not in the Bible. We're not to follow that. That's false babbling. Okay, so 11. I'm even going to put my glasses on. And I'm going to skip some stuff, okay? I'm just going through the stuff I have underlined for today, right? So go up into Gilead and take balm. O virgin daughter of Egypt, in vain shalt thou use many medicines, for thou shalt be cursed. So, oh, I was supposed to start at 12. I don't take any medication, even when I'm in pain. It's pharmakia, okay? I'm against it because all it's doing is covering up the pain. You know what? You got the pain for a reason. Maybe you're to look at the reason why you got that pain and fix it. Okay? We're constantly working on ourselves. Our flesh is vexed. All flesh is vexed, by the way. Because if you look back, I am four different things. I'm English, I'm German, I'm Irish, and I'm Italian. My bones are vexed right to the bone. So a generational curse goes in your flesh, not in your soul. Okay. So me and Tommy had to go through that, and I was teaching him, and then the Lord showed me a little bit later. This is for you, Tommy. I was partially wrong. So some of the sins in your father's flesh, if you said yes to, they'll be in your flesh, okay, but not your soul. So 12, I'm going back down to 12. The nations have heard thy shame, and thy cry hath filled the land. For the mighty man has stumbled against the mighty, and they are fallen both together. Let the man who digs thy ditch. There's a teaching of that. Let me go to that. This is another way of that teaching. Let the man who dig a ditch fall into the ditch together. KJV Bible. Sometimes I don't remember who say. Okay, there, I remember it now. So, whosoever diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he shall rolleth a stone, and will return upon him. I recompense your recompense on your head is also what that's saying. So let them dig a pit. I'm gonna go to that one because there's another one. No. Okay. So whoever shall diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone. Okay, there's three different ways he says that, right? So there's 11 verses about digging the pit. I do believe this is okay. He who digs a pit will fall into it, and he who rolls a stone, it will come back on him. So he that's rolling that stone of the pit, let them both fall in together. Psalm 7:15. He who has dug a pit, hollowed it out, and he is falling into the hole which he made. We make our own pits. By following the wrong doctrines of God, you're making a pit because you're being blocked from what God is truly saying. So if you're teaching wrong, you're sinning. And if you got many wrong teachings, you're closing people's eyes. I find it worse not to out and just say. You know what I mean? There's 80 passages about the pit, man. I can keep going on for them who dig in the pit, right? So I'm not going to go there because it's way back. So the owner of the pit shall make it good and give money into the owner of them, and the beast shall be his beast that he's building. Remember the beast. We're fighting against the beast. These people are making their own beast by teaching the wrong word. I'm so against it, it's not even funny, but I'm not against the person. I'm against what they're teaching, what the doctrine of Baal. So let's keep going on. Leviticus 11:36. Nevertheless, a fountain or a pit where there is plenty of water shall be clean, but that which toucheth their carcass shall be unclean. So why is it saying water? Plenty of water. What are we? We are the waters. Where there is plenty of water, it shall be clean. What does God say? I hallow be thy name. He hallows us out. Jesus hallows us out. He plucks it out of us. But our flesh is still going to have desires to do those things. And sometimes you're going to get blurps and little bleeps, and you're going to do them. Don't fear the evil of your flesh. Right out of the Bible. Don't fear the evil that comes from you. You know, this is what God's coming back to save, not the flesh. So Numbers 16:33, and they all have appointed to them went down alive into the pit, and the earth closed onto them, and they perished from among the congregation. What's the congregation? The Christians, the churches. They perished among the congregation. Man, I could just keep going and using the word, and I'm not trying to use it as a two-edged sword here. I'm trying to give you guys some tools. Magog and Gog is not coming next. These rapture theorists, Planet X theorists, are teaching that. It's Armageddon, Armageddon is coming next. Magog and Gog is in Revelations 28. After he gets let loose for a short time, he will go to the four corners of the earth, and he will gather the elect. That's Magog and Gog is evil. Period. It's not the seed of God. They're not teaching it right. Oh, this is Russia, this is that. No, it's not. It's all the evils that will gather up against God. It's just hyphening Magog and Gog because they were evil. Okay? That's all it's doing. It's a way that we hear the Lord. He speaks in different ways, just like I showed you with this one. And they stumble against the mighty, and they both fall, both together. The teacher and the one that's listening to the false teaching. Okay? So we're going up to 8. We're going backwards. Remember, Egypt rises up like a flood, and his waters are moved like the rivers. The people are moved. And they say, I will go up and I will cover the earth. I will destroy the city and the inhabitants therefore, making it a desolation of abomination. Another false teaching. This temple they're going to build is not of God. Ask Stephen. He says you cannot contain God in a building. He's not with observation, low over here or low over in the desert. He comes through you. Man, the earth will wax cold in these days. What is it now? We've been living in minus 30 to 40 for almost 2 months now. It's waxing cold because the people are cold. Okay? Not only the earth is waxing cold, the people are waxing cold, physical, spiritual. That's what I teach. To every physical thing, there's a spiritual thing. You have to discern both of them. And if you're following Jesus in his proper words, and you hear the word of Lord through this channel, I'm not the word of the Lord, but he's showing me. Okay? Not to fear the flesh. You're going to have blurps in this flesh. Look at, man, I was weak the other day. I started teaching, and man, yesterday I was weak. I started teaching, and boom, that's what the Lord wants me doing. That's what I asked for. Be careful what you wish for. And if you get it, you best fulfill it. Because if you don't, you're not obeying God, and he will send the evil. Okay? So this is the job that God's given me. A couple jobs. I'm a dreamer of dreams. I'm a dreamer, I'm an interpreter of dreams. I have full vision of what the destroyer is. And I know the raptures and the false teaching, a reproach. Okay. Now, out of my heart, I want to see Paul Begley in heaven. And boink, I said the word, so I have to move on. Okay. So we're going up to 7 now. Who is that thou cometh up as a flood, whose waters are moved as rivers? Buck to 6, because I already did that. Let not the swift flee away, nor the mighty man escape. They shall stumble, and they shall fall towards the north by the river Euphrates. Who falls to the north by the angels? Okay. And so does the people, because they're a part of those angels that are teaching false teachings. And over on 12 says almost the same thing. So up to 5. Wherefore I have seen them dismayed, and they turn their back, and their mighty ones are beaten down, and they fled a space and took not back, for fear was around about, saith the Lord. So do we have fear? No, we don't. We're not given fear, but love and a sound mind. This is a warning to fear. That's why you don't fear what the flesh can do. I mean, you're going to be chastened by it and it's going to hurt you. But I don't care. Whatever's going to come now, let it come. It's all in God's order for each and every separate person in Jesus's order, because he's in control of it now. God gave him the reins. So, for fear was round about, saith the Lord. We don't have fear. Okay. So remember that I don't fear the one that can kill my body. I fear the one that can kill my body and soul. God's shown me so much, even through my sin of my flesh, is never going to leave me. Okay. It's never going to leave you either. I deny my flesh as much as I can. We're to do all that we can to stand in that day. That doesn't mean you're going to be perfect all the way to that day without sin. That's why he died once and for all for our sins. So, 4, harness the horses and get up, ye horsemen, and stand forth with your helmet. Furbish the spears and put on braggingades. I don't know what that means. Sorry, I have to move on. 3, orderly buckler and shield, and draw near to battle. We have to put our shield and our spear, our sword, which is the word of the Lord, every day on, because we're in a battle. So buckle up, ye buckle and shield. What's our buckler? Jesus Christ. What's our shield of faith? Well, we will be able to stop all the fiery darts from the wicked one. That is Jesus's armor. It is a tool that we need to be using. Okay. So I'm heading up to 46. Oh no, I'm going backwards. Remember this. Jeremiah 44, 5. And thou seek great things for thyself, seek them not. For behold, I will bring evil upon all flesh, saith the Lord. But thy life will I give unto thee for a prey in all places whither thou goest. I will bring evil upon all flesh. Even us, in the day when we're not being obedient. He will bring evil on all flesh. Doesn't say one guy over here and one guy over there. So your flesh is going to be brought in evil. It doesn't say, oh, it gives you some evil and then for the rest of your life it's all clear. It doesn't say that. It's very clear on all flesh. That's on all for the rest of your life. Don't fear it. So 4, thou shalt say unto him, the Lord say thus, behold, that which I have built, I will break down, and which I have planted, I will pluck up, even this whole land. He will pluck up the evil. He will root up the evil out of you. And notice how it says, in which I have planted. The seed that he had planted. Okay? The mark of the beast is here a long time ago. The Lord's really given me a lot, man. Same with wormwood. I can do a teaching on wormwood that these false teachers teach opposite of. Okay? They weren't meant to have the word of the Lord because they maybe aren't. I say maybe, right? I have planted, I will pluck up the evil out of them. He's going to pluck everybody up. Everybody's got to die once, but he's also out of his Gentiles, his followers, us Israel inside, but not the flesh. He's going to pluck the root out of his true children of evil. On the last day I will raise you up. What's he raising up on the last day? Not your flesh. Jesus comes back he's two comings. First coming's already gone, and the second coming's here. Rapture explains a third coming, by the way. Come and rapture them up, and they'll go into the heavens. Not in this end day. You're going to be in the clouds. They're waiting right above us to come. Okay, so and now I'm moving up to 29, and I'm going to go down to 30. I'm going to start from the top. And there shall be a sign unto you, saith the Lord. I will punish you in the place that ye may know that my word shall surely stand against you for evil. Evil for good, and good for evil. That my word should surely stand against you for evil that you do. And it will. And it'll chastise you, right? So, and I'm moving up to 27 now. Jeremiah 44:27. Just remember, we're going backwards today. I don't know why. Behold, I will watch over them for evil of their flesh. Watch over all that. But we're not to be charged of that because through God's eyes, we're righteous until we're fully strong and been left off this earth. Then we run with Jesus, not walk in his steps anymore. So I watch over them for evil and not for good. Now, if our soul is of God, even though our flesh is going to do some odd evil here, we are going to be watched out for the good, not the evil. But the evil people are going to be watched over evil and not for good. And all the men of Judah that are in the land of Egypt shall become consumed by the sword and by the famine until there be an end of them all. I consume them with the brightness of my coming. What do you think he's doing now? Okay. So I'm still going backwards, eh? Okay, so Jeremiah 44:22. So that the Lord could no longer bear because of the evil your doings. So if we keep doing them, but the Lord's got you in his hands, you're not going to if you're a child of God. You're going to overcome them because we will overcome this flesh before Jesus comes back. He's going to present to himself a church without spot or wrinkle. That's Jesus. He's going to present to himself a church without spot or wrinkle. So we're getting there, and I can tell you right now, through the last 3 months, I did 2 sins that I will account for. The rest I don't totally remember in the last 3 months. 2 or 3, maybe 4, okay? I do believe around there. But before I was doing 80. I was doing 4 a day at least. So it's getting less and less and less. Actually, and the weirdest thing is I'll go months, like a month or two, without anything that I figure. But I'm sure I'm sinning, okay? Because there's many sins we do that we don't know about, right? So I'm going to 23. But you have burned incense and become sin against you. Ye have sinned against you, the Lord, and have not obeyed. Oh no, I was going to start over here, but that's okay. I'm still going backwards. Nor walked in the law or his statutes. In here is how you walk in his statutes of your heart of heart. It's not saying your flesh, it's saying your heart of heart. Nor in the testimonies there, this evil is happened unto you as of this day. So we're to give testimony to the word of the Lord daily to somebody, right? We're trying to help save people here. This is the time where is the harbinge is here. The harvest is here, and there are few laborers. So this is the most time to give this meat that we need to be given. Go somewhere. Yeah, if you're not teaching somebody, go somewhere. Um, talk to somebody. Anybody you see, ask the Lord to put people in front of you daily. That's what he did with this channel. Okay, so 22. So the Lord could no longer bear because of the evil of your doings and because of the abominations which you have committed. Therefore, is your land desolation? Abomination of desolation. Right there. Way before they say they're going to set up the abomination of desolation. It's all throughout, though. It's been here ever since. Now, the man is going to step in, the Antichrist, into this mock church, and it's going to fool a lot of people. Okay? So, therefore, your land is desolation and an astonishment to a curse without inhabitant at this day. Who's our inhabiting us? The Lord. Supping with him, he's supping with you. The Spirit. Okay? We're not without inhabitant. We have our spirit and we have the other spirit. Lord comes through us without observation. Though he's not over here or over in the sand, he comes through you. Okay? So that's how he's given me teachings through what my flesh is doing. I'm seeing what my flesh is doing and knowing that other people are doing it too, especially if you have a sin train like me. But knowing that the Lord's going to deliver me, he's the great deliverer. Seeking deliverance from somebody else is denying the cross. Somebody else cannot give you deliverance, especially in this time. They may add band aids, like I've been teaching, but they're not going to take it away, and especially if they're running around sinning. I know one that claims to be to be helping people be delivered, yet she hasn't, or this person, I gotta digress. This person hasn't. Yelling and screaming F words, hanging up on people constantly. And yet you're supposedly delivering people from what they have. All you're doing is stirring those demons up and making them worse. Put all your belief in God and Jesus and watch. It's been happening with T Dog and Sam when he's gone now from my channel. I don't know if he fell away, and I do care. Okay, so I'm just moving up to the stuff I have underlined today because I have a lot to teach and I'm only teaching the underlined stuff. So move over to Jeremiah 43, or sorry, 44:10. They're not humbled even unto this day. They're not humbling themselves. These false teachers, they won't humble themselves. Listen, man, they like the money and they love the popularity and they love all the wrong things that they do their show for. I don't do my show for none of that. I do my show because the Lord has me teaching some of the right word. I don't know the whole entire thing, but with what He gives you, He'll add to it more and more and more. If you're not lazy and you walk in obedience in thy heart and you try to fight the sin on the outside like we're supposed to. So neither have they feared nor walked in the law, nor my statutes in the heart of heart. So what they're doing, what this is talking about, is they're sinning here with their flesh and they're sinning inside. We are of this earth, but we're not on it. We are in our spirits. Our flesh sins, and that's the bottom line. It ain't going to stop. And the Bible tells you that over and over, and they've never been able to teach that properly. So, nor my statutes I set before your fathers. So they're not walking in his law with their flesh, and they're not walking in his statutes, which are in here, the commandments, and being obedient and hearing the word of the Lord inside. Both flesh and inside is corrupted. For you to be corrupted, your flesh is already corrupted. For you to be fully corrupted, that means your heart of hearts is corrupted. By that time, Jesus, if you know you're alive today, you're not corrupt. Okay? And you're doing all that you can stand to not do what this wants you to do, to overcome thy flesh. So I'm moving up to 6 and it goes to 7. Wherefore my fury and my anger was poured forth, and it was kindled in the cities of Judah and at the streets of Jerusalem, and they are wasted and desolate at this day. Abomination that makes it desolate. At today, no matter what time you're reading it, that's what this is for. At today. So is the abomination that makes it desolate already here? Of course it is. Okay. They're gonna do a fake. Sorry, I was gonna say a fake and I said fuck. They're gonna do a mockery. They've already got the temple pre-made. All it's gonna take them 3 days to flash it up. Okay. Then people are gonna think this is my God. And Christians won't. So therefore now thus saith the Lord, the God of hosts, the God of Israel, wherefore commit this great evil against your souls. There we go. God's talking. No wonder why he's got me reading it backwards. So the great evil against your souls, not your flesh. If your soul is doing evil and you love the sin you do and the unrighteousness you do, you're sinning against your soul. But if you hate it and you want to become righteous, it's your flesh sinning. Oh, this is so powerful, man. People don't understand this. So the Lord looks out for his word to perform it. He just did that again. Told me to read backwards. You guys are a witness to that. I'm reading backwards. Why? I see it now. So wherefore commit this great evil against your souls, to cut off you man and woman, child and suckling out of Judah, to leave you none to remain. Okay, so now I'm going to 5. Wow, it's just weird how it's working. But they hearken not, nor incline their ear to turn from their wickedness, to burn no incense unto other gods. They didn't turn their ear, their spiritual ear, like their spiritual eye. When this eye looks at something, it's not the spiritual. Inside, this is going, hey, you better watch where you're looking. You better watch how much you're staring at that woman. You're committing a sin. And I do that. Not every time, but it's getting better and better and less and less and less. And by the time Jesus comes back, you're going to almost fully be righteous if you're a follower of God and you believe in Jesus with all your heart and soul. So, howbeit I sent you unto my servants, the prophets, rising up early and sending them, saying, I rise up early. I can't sleep. The Lord has me rise up early. And having them saying, I send you a messenger, and he will guide the way. and having them saying, he has me rise up early. And he's like, no, you're not going back right now. You have to go on to intern. You have to go and read. You have to sing out to the Lord. I did it all this morning with crying and supplication. I never stopped ceasing, repenting, praying and supplication, reading my Bible, taking the word in. But it's so to find the proper doctrine. Not saying all mine is fully on, but what the Lord gives me next to, right? The best you're gonna get, right? Not me. I'm not the best you're gonna get. What the Lord teaches through me. So for Jeremiah 44:4, howbeit I sent unto you all my servants, the prophets, rising up early, sending them, saying, oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate. That's false teaching. That's an abomination. Because you're giving teaching on Baal. You're making it an abomination by teaching the wrong teachings. And do the best that you can to stand and not cause a sin in this day today that you have. So moving up to 3, because of their wickedness which they have committed to provoke me to anger, in that they went to burn incense and to serve other gods whom they knew not, neither they ye nor your father. You're teaching on Baal teachings. You're teaching on other gods, the little g's, and you're glorifying it. Doesn't even make sense to me. Sometimes I think I'm put alone. Do you ever get that feeling where you think you're put alone on the earth and that these ones that are doing that are testing you? Sometimes that's what I think. We're not, but our spirit walks with Jesus alone, not our flesh. It can't walk. It's a beast. It can't walk with the spirit. It's a beast. It's a sinner. Okay, so 2, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, have seen all the evil that I have brought upon Jerusalem. There again, anybody telling you that God doesn't send evil on you, he straight out and tells you that so many times in the Bible. Because you're recompensing it. Because we can't recompense it in heaven. That means you're what you done to yourself, the evil you've caused, he's going to recompense it back on your head, one way, fashion, or form. Sick, chastening, he does it all to me in pain at once sometimes. Okay? Just depends. Depends what it is, I guess. Depends how much your heart of hearts is wanting to do that sin. So I have to fight against it many times over before I can actually do it. I'm not running to my sin. Anyone that runs to their sin, you better watch it. Okay? You're running to evil. You're going to be quick to the evil. We're quick to God, not to the evil. We do all that we can stand to not do the evil. So, Romans 44. The word that came to Jeremiah concerning the Jews that dwell in the land of Egypt and dwell in Migal and the Taphanes and the Noph and the country of Pathos, Pathros, saying, thus saith the Lord of hosts, God of Israel, have seen all the evil that I brought upon Jerusalem and upon the cities of Judah, and behold, this day, notice how it says this day, they are desolation, and no man dwelleth therein. A desolation of abomination. I'm moving quickly to Jeremiah 43. I'm trying to catch up, okay? So, well, he has me underlined quite a bit here. So I'm going to start off with Jeremiah 43:12. And I will kindle a fire in the houses of the gods of Egypt, and shall burn them, and carry them away captives. What do you think he's doing with us now? Yesterday in Canada, they were doing a poll to see who wants the mandatory vaccinations. I guarantee there's going to be more that want it than less. And they're going to mandate it for sure, just like it is in the States, some places, right? And well, I digress on that. I forgot. I'm not supposed to talk about that. But I'm sorry, and I hope I'm not. It kind of is, and it kind of isn't. So I need to go out, and I digress on that. So 11, and when he cometh, he shall smite the land of Egypt, and deliver such are for death to death, and such as for captivity to captivity, and such as are for the sword to the sword. Them who use the sword is going to die by the sword. Okay. Them who put into captivity will be put into captivity. Them who cause death will be put to, okay? 10. And thou say unto them, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Behold, I will send and take Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant. Stop. Did Nebuchadnezzar serve the Lord? This is also for the false teachers. Yes, he did. He was Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant. Indignation against the people. Well, same with the false teachers. They serve the Lord to have the people that are listening to them to see if they hear the word, and they're not. And I will set a throne upon the stones. Who makes kings and who dethrones them? Only God. I have this teacher that keeps teaching that they stole the presidency from the United States. No, they didn't. God gave them what they wanted, even though they didn't see it. Because why? They're blind. They're not even seeing that. I have hid and shall spread his royal pavilion over them. Because they're not listening, they're not hearkening to the voice, they're sinning, they're going against God's laws. So, what is he doing? He's putting a watcher over them of their likings, just like with Biden. Okay. Someone was yelling and screaming the truth, though, Trump, and they were denying it. That was a spiritual thing. So I'm moving up. Jeremiah 43:9. Take great stones in thy hand and hide them in the clay and in the brick kiln. So enter the Pharaoh's house, Sapphides, in the sight of the of men of Judah. Up to 7 and then down to 8. I don't know. I'm just following what he's saying. So they came into the land of Egypt, for they obeyed not the voice of the Lord. So the Lord put them into captivity. Thus came even to Typhus, and came to the word of the Lord unto Jeremiah of Typhus, saying, okay, so I'm moving up to 43:2. Then spake Azariah, the son of Hosea, and Jonan, the son of Kariah, and the proud men, saying unto Jeremiah, Thou speakest falsely. The Lord our God have not sent thee to say, Go not to Egypt to sojourn. So that's the same thing he does with us. We're like Jeremiah's, and they're saying, no, what you're saying isn't real. Nibiru and Planet X is the same. They're sinning. They're uplifting Satan. Is it? Wouldn't you think that would be a sin? I would. So this would be my second hour of teaching. today, right? So God hath not sent thee to say. That's what they told Jeremiah, but yet he did. And they got destroyed for that. He probably chastened them himself before he did that because he's that kind and loving. He likes to send one of us first to tell. I do nothing but I tell my messengers first. Seek God in here. Don't give an excuse for sin out here. Don't do that at all. That's quick to evil. Okay, so I'm just moving quick today because I have a lot to catch up on. So I'm going to 42:7. And it came to pass after 10 days, the word of the Lord came unto Jeremiah. Did you hear that? Sometimes when you're going through a trial or tribulation, the Spirit is not with you. You have to go through that. And then, it's not giving an instance of 10 days every time. Some days, 2 days, some days immediately. I can tell you the times are different, and it's not always 10 days. But he's using that hypothetically. He's just saying each person is different. Sometimes you're held in that captivity of the hold on, I gotta take this off. I'm getting hot. Sometimes you're held into when Satan says he cast them into prison. Sometimes you're in that prison and you don't know how long it is before the Lord will release you. Okay. Might be 10 days that you're going through that tribulation and trial, and you feel that the Spirit's not there. But you come to the full power of if you're still following Him, right? You'll notice that if you just put your face back into the word of the Lord and to reading and to singing and to praying out to the Lord and supplicating with Him, He'll give you that power back. He's putting you through a test. And when he puts you through a test, the Spirit isn't there. And that's why one of the prophets said, "Don't let the Spirit leave me today." Because then he knows when the Spirit's gone from you today that you're going through a trial and tribulation. And that's the prayer of the Lord that says that in that too. So that's two different ways of saying that. Okay. So our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Hallowed? Because he hallowed you out. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation and deliver us from evil. That's not saying man deliver us from evil. That's saying Lord deliver us from evil. Okay? Because Jesus is in control of it all, right? So a lot of people don't realize is hallowed be thy name. He's hallowing you out to give you a name that he gives you on a rock. Some people don't even know how to teach that. Hallowed. Okay, it's not his name. You can't name God. God is above all. It's like we name our dogs and our cats, but does your dog name you? No, your dog does not name you. You are what create your dog. Did you know your dog takes on your attitude that you have? If you're angry, your dog's angry. If you're happy, your dog's happy. Watch people by their dogs. If the dog is barking, screaming, and yelling and growling at you, then there's something wrong with the owner. Okay? Well, there's something wrong with the spirits that are in the owner. Yeah, I bought this guitar and my wife was concerned about it, that I wouldn't do much with it. No, I don't really want to, okay? I I want to teach the word of the Lord. This guitar means nothing to me. I'm spending the money while I can cuz I don't want them to take it and have it for their use. And I'm just buying stuff that I might tinker around with here and there, but I don't tinker with the word of God. I just want that word in me constantly. Okay, so let's play a song. Man, when I was singing a song this morning, I was crying out to the Lord, and more strength was being given to me as I was doing so. Song is very important, eh? So that I've been teaching that for a long time. I got an itchy back, guys. It is really like it's so cold here and dry, eh? Okay, so let's go to a song for a second. We're still gonna grab your grape juice now while the song plays. All right. Anybody that doesn't have a headset like me, I would want to get that for you because you can move around and listen without uh being disabled to one spot like me. I have an itchy back. I have to be up itching that. Let's get a song here. We need these songs. So, like, before I go with the song, the Lord had me go on and listen to this teacher, and then He gave me a whole bunch of word to back up the false teaching of these people. And they're, you know, it's look at He shows that is not Nibiru nor Planet X. That is the destroyer. Okay, so why does this guy keep? Why doesn't he pull out his Bible and teach on the Bible? Because there's so much in it that will prove him a false teacher. Hey, so they are tricksters too. I'm sure a lot of these false teachers, when they teach out of their Bible, they have stuff circled that they're not going to teach because it'll prove against their teaching. Itchy ear teachers everywhere. Okay, so let's find a song. I'm gonna play my favorite one. Oh, they're all so good, man. Just give me a sec, guys. Have to turn it on. So there's a song called "Don't Sweat the Small Stuff." You know what I say? Don't sweat anything as long as you're trying to the best bet you can. If you do something wrong, which I hope none of us do, which we try the best that we can, and that's it, man. I can't find the darn song that I want to hear. There it is.
Show me where my feet should tread. Lead and guide me on ahead, dear Lord. I'm all yours. I've laid the weights down. Help me turn this life around, dear Lord. I'm all yours. Light a fire deep within me. Let it burn brighter than before. Oh, light a passion within my heart, Lord. I wanna be like you, Lord. Be like you, Lord. I'm all yours. know you wouldn't leave me here. Direct my steps and make them clear, dear Lord. I'm all yours. I'll lay the sin down. Help me turn this wrong around, dear Lord. I'm all yours. Light a fire deep within me. Let it burn brighter than before. Oh, light a passion within my heart, Lord. I wanna be like you, Lord. Be like you, Lord. I'm all yours. I'm all yours. Now show me where my feet should tread. Lead and guide me on ahead, dear Lord. I'm all yours. I'm all yours. I'm all yours.
Man, that's I've listened to that song I don't know how many times. Thank you, and it's the Lord that gives me this dedication and keeps my fire lit. I almost cry every time I hear that song. Because we want him to light the fire. How does he do that? Sometimes with evil, the crucible. People don't understand that. Okay? He has me as a witness to this. Why does he teach through people that have little people on their channel? Because there's a remnant that really hears the word of the Lord. Okay? And has understanding. I don't have understanding of the full understanding of the whole Bible. Okay? My teaching isn't like as good as Jesus is, but it's what he gives me. So what he gives me, I have lots of, and it's the wrong teachers. It's dreamers of dreams. It's interpreting dreams, and it's the destroyer. And well, rapture's part of that false teaching that I absolutely hate that word. Okay, because I used to believe in it, but I only believed in it for a short time, right? And I'm not against anybody who believes it, but I can prove it wrong all day. I don't have to. The word of the Lord does that, right? It speaks against of it a lot in Enoch. I've got between Enoch and the Bible probably 150 scriptures that speak against it, okay? So let's move back again. I'm just going to the important stuff. I'm moving back quite a bit further. I got behind on my teaching, so here's one. Jeremiah 37:4. And I will punish him and his seed. Whose seed? Evil seed. And his servants for their iniquity. I will bring upon them, upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and upon men of Judah, all the evil that I have pronounced against them. But they hearken not. Are they hearkening now? These false teachers ain't hearkening. They're just teaching whatever they think. False babblings and vain teachings. If anybody in here can put on there, I read Planet X in the Bible, I'll hang myself in an instant second. That's how much I know. It only says in the Bible one time planets, but he's using that as a phrase. They're not planets. Why did Peter say I'm Venus? Hold on a second. I got to keep going to this stuff, man, because I like to use the word of the Lord. That's what I read from. In the Bible, Peter talks about I am Venus in KJV. Okay. Oh, I hate when it does that. Go look at all the Bibles that are changed. So people think the KJV is changed since it was made. No, it wasn't. Only certain words and letters because there our speech changes over the years, right? So we have also most sure word of prophecy unto you what you do dwell, that you take heed unto the light that's this might not be it. No, that's not it. Sorry guys. It's only coming up with one. That's symbolizing. So the planet of Venus as seen before sunrise, here symbolizing Christ. The word of prophecy was fulfilled in hearing. So we're gonna go to this. I can't find it. My last post was fun. So let's go to this. Woe to them that they walked in the way of Cain and abominations for theirself, for sake to gain of Balaam, error and perish in Quran's rebellion, and the hidden reefs out of the feast of your without. I'm just looking, okay. Maybe I need to be more specific. In the Bible, Peter says, I am Venus, KJV. Where is this? I can't find it, man. It's only once in the Bible. In the Bible, Peter talks about and he says, I am Venus, KJV. So it's in Ezekiel. In Ezekiel, Peter explains, I am Venus, KJV. Hmm. Okay, guys, I can't find it. I'm sorry. I digress, right? I don't know. I read it once in the Bible and I can't find it. Darn it. So Jeremiah 36:8. In that it may be in the house of Judah will hear the evil which I propose to do unto them, that they may return every man from his evil way, that I may forgive their iniquity and their sin. So Jesus said he died for our sin once and for all. That doesn't mean yesterday and not today. That means until the end of your life. And some days we have evil ways, right? Some days we're being put through a trial where the evil is sent on us. Okay, so now I'm back at Jeremiah 33:25. Thus saith the Lord, if any covenant be not with day and night, and if it not have appointed the ordinance of heaven and earth. So day and night, right? The covenant day and night. Inside here, that's what we want to do. And the ordinance of heaven and earth. Earth is stable right now, but it's been kicked out of its place. So I'm going up to 22. And as a host of heaven cannot be numbered, neither the sand of the sea measured, so will I multiply the seed of David, my servant, and the Levites to minister unto me. So we can't number the host of heaven. We can't number the people that are going into the new Jerusalem, the children of God. We can't number that. We don't know who they are. And he talks about the seed of David. That's what we are. Okay? And I'm going up. Oh, this one's good. Jeremiah 33:16. In those days shall Judah be saved, and Jerusalem shall dwell safely. And in this is the name where which she shall be called the Lord of righteousness. Where she shall be called the Lord of righteousness. Why she? Which she shall be called the Lord of righteousness. Because where the bridegroom considered as a she. We are going to marry. We are marrying Jesus right now, the Lord of righteousness. Him. So up to 15. In those days at the time will I cause the branch of righteousness to grow up unto David. The branch from a seed to a branch to a tree. He will cause us to grow up, shall execute judgments, the righteous in the land. So I'm getting to that point where I'm going, you know what? This guy's a false pastor, false teacher. I'm not pointing out wrong things. I can use the Bible to prove these people wrong all day. All you have to do is go to false prophets on Google and it'll show you. If you're having a problem, do that. Okay? So I'm heading up to Jeremiah 32:41. Yea, I will rejoice over them to do good, and I will plant them in this land. God will plant you. Your seed has been planted into your mother. It's the same with Adam and Eve for Seth and Cain. It had to be implanted by a father that was in physical form, and that's why she was beguiled by a physical form of Satan. Assembling my whole heart with my whole soul. I will plant them in the land. Oh, sorry. Assuredly, with my whole heart and with my whole soul. He's planting your soul in your heart into a land, that body that you have. We can't pray for the land to be healed anymore. It's gone past that point. Okay? So, yeah. And they won't. And they won't, and they won't, and they won't, according to what Revelation says. I see these people showing things and they say, well, we hope for a better, this year's going to be better. No, it's not. You think last year was bad, this year's going to double or triple. It may not be. Anyways, I want to go on from that. Okay, so I'm going up to Jeremiah 32:37. Behold, I will gather them out of all countries where I have driven them in my anger and in my fury and in great wrath, and I will bring them again to this place, and I will cause them to dwell safely in his barn. We're there now. We're in his barn. So no matter what, if your neighbor's dying, you could watch your neighbor getting hit with something and killing him. But if it's not your time, he's not going to take you. He's going to protect you with a hedge of protection over top of you. Something like the earth has a hedge of protection over it. So that we're not killed by the sun and all the stuff above us, right? So we are dwelling in his place now. We're in his barn when he gathers the wheat and the tare. Well, we are the wheat being gathered in the barn. We are righteous through Jesus. We are righteous. Okay. God can't look on us because we're as filthy rags. That proves that. Even on our best day. Okay. Anybody says they're righteous, you might want to go, unsubscribe and move on. So what time is it? Okay, so I'm heading on to my communion here. So go grab your juice. I got to get more juice. I'm out of it. So go grab your juice for communion. We're going to do communion. Communion's not a prayer. Okay. So we don't need to add prayer into the communion. I know somebody that does that, and that's false, man. You're putting all that communion in vain. It's not about the prayer, it's giving thanks and homage to our God for what he's done for us. Died on the cross, right? I mean, I can see false teachers even with the ones that I'm around. It's unreal how much of the false teaching I can see. Or I can see with my spiritual eyes, right? He gives me that. I'm a correction. I believe I have the spirit of Jeremiah. He came to correct them. If you read Jeremiah, all he's trying to do is correct the people. That's what he was made to do. Okay. The Lord gives us some people a little bit more and some people a little bit less to what they can handle. So he's given to me what I can handle. I have those things that I explained earlier that I can handle. Let me see, what else did I forget? And no more, no less. But he adds to them when you say yes to them all the time. I can't say no to teaching to the Lord, okay? If I say no, I go through evil because I'm not listening, I'm not obeying the Lord in what I want to do, and that's teaching. I want someone to try after you when you're done to unsubscribe from my channel and try to subscribe again because I'm having problems with people can't subscribe. Okay. So YouTube has made it so people can't subscribe. They gave me a certain amount of people. I believe some of them are fake. Some of them aren't there. I don't know. But my cousin just tried to subscribe and he can't do it. So if you could do that for me and message me, T Dog, after. Okay. Um, I don't know if he's just going to let you in and it's just for new people. I don't know, but my channel should be building. It's been going down again. And some people are leaving because they love to itchy ears and love rapture and love all the false teachings. Okay. And they don't want to hear the word of the Lord. And it's not me that's speaking it. Okay. So hold on a sec. All right, so let's get on to doing. That's filled my crackers got. Okay, communion in the Bible. The proper way. There's no need to pray for it. Okay? It's only given thanks. So, Matthew, communion in Matthew, KJV. Then I'm going to have a snooze and I'm going to come back on. I got to see what's going on with my channel. It's being messed with right now. So, and as they were eating, Jesus took the bread and blessed it, and he broke it and he gave it to the disciples and said, "Take ye, this is my body." So, as the spiritual, eat thy flesh and drink thy blood. We eat by reading the word, is eating it, and he covers us with his blood. So, in the physical, I break thy bread. We do it this way, okay? So when he took the cup and he gave thanks and he gave it to them, saying, "Drink ye of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for for many for the remissions of sins." Now, where does it say pray in there? People make their own stuff up. We have to watch every little thing and test the spirit behind it. Was that in the word of the Lord to pray? To pray? No, they were eating around the table, and that's when the Lord said, "This is what we do to give homage for what I did." Okay, so God bless you guys. Thank you. I got to check, man. Everything is, it's bothering me. Somebody's messing with my YouTube. God bless you. See you in a couple hours.